Why do they call it the Poly Coast?
What's that?
He was asking why they call it the Nepali Coast.
So Nepali just means the cliffs in Hawaiian. So it's just the coast of the cliffs. This big valley we're flying into now, this is called Hanapu. And Hanapu is known as the Valley of the Kings. So all the chiefs and kings that used to rule here on Kauai are all laid to rest on the sides of these cliffs in secret caves. So this whole valley here is an ancient burial ground, very sacred to the Hawaiian people.
Do you know it's people? Brothers, sisters walking hand in hand. Have you seen the ocean? Miles and miles of crystal deep blue seas. Can you smell?
And this view coming off to our left hand side is one of my favorites.
Fill the air with fragrances for free.
Let's turn on to the right side.
This is aloha. This is aloha. This land of Hawaii. Have you felt the mountain craters throwing lava in the air, or its green swept beauty? From each island blossoms everywhere. Have you felt its spirit?
And this beach off to our right hand side we passed by earlier is the Kalalau Beach. That's the final stop for the trail that goes the whole way along the Nepali coast. So that's 11 miles one way, and also requires a special permit to hike and camp out below there. And the formations just behind it, all these ridges and spires are called the cathedrals. And these are all from wind and rain erosion over the years.
This is aloha. This is aloha.
And the beach further to our right is the Hanapu Beach. That's only reachable by boat.
Have you felt the power? Mountain craters throwing lava in the air, or its green swept beauty. From each island blossom.
And this is the big valley we flew down into. This is called Kalalau. And there's no longer anyone living here on the Nepali coast. About 1,000 years ago, there's still 500 people living in the valley just below us here.
Colored rainbows stretch across the sky. Waterfalls so high, mountains make you cry.
that famous Kauai trail is actually just below us here off to our right, a couple hundred feet from the very edge of the coastline. It follows the cliffs here all the way up ahead to Kauai Beach the trail begins. So it's 11 miles one way, and a special permit required to hike that goes for sale about 3 months in advance, and they sell out almost immediately. So they're very tough to get a hold of, but people come here from all over the world to hike that trail.
This is aloha.
And this valley off to our right is about a halfway point for all the hikers called Kauai. So if you can't make it out to the beach all in one day, that is one of the approved camping spots there. And then coming up in the seawalls here to our right will be some caves inside some of these. And these are the Honolulu Sea Caves. And sometimes if it's calm enough, you can get a boat right up into those caves and do a little bit of exploring. There's some pretty big waves down there today, so won't be any boats there anytime soon. And at the mouth of the valley here to our right, there's usually a beach down below, where the waves have been so big recently, it's been washing all that sand away. That's usually where the Hanakapi beaches, so it should be back there at sometime this spring. But then it's actually the first 2 miles of that same Kauai trail to that beach. You can hike to there and back the valley behind it without any special permit. But once you go beyond that point, that's what's not required for the rest of the trek. So that trail and all the trails between the Poly Coast all begin off to our front right-hand side. This is Hyannis State Park near Kauai Beach. So that's the very end of the road here on the North Shore and where the Poly Coast begins. And we'll come up here a little bit higher, get one last view of the entire Poly Coast, and we'll continue on shore. It is beautiful out here today.
Doing great, Isaiah.
Having fun?
Hell yeah.
That's what it's all about.
How did you become a helicopter pilot?
What's that?
I said, how did you become a helicopter pilot? How did you become a helicopter?
So I started in Pennsylvania, so actually my first flight ever was on a tour of Vancouver of all places. I was on the ski resort there in the spring. I had like a 20-minute flight that kind of opened my eyes to helicopters, and about a year later I finally got into one with an instructor, went for a flight, and after having that first flight actually flying it, I knew that was just what I wanted to do. So it took me about a year and a half to get all of my licenses and ratings to be able to fly commercially. Then I became an instructor after that. For about a year I was instructing some new